Most conversation and most thinking in most people is about what's happened in the past. Right? So Werner Erhard says we put our past in our future. There are a lot of different thinkers that say this in different ways. W. Edwards Deming said that we like to drive into the future looking in the rearview mirror. Right? My mentor, Jerry Ballinger, he had a great metaphor. He said, you know, we have the whole canvas of our life, and it's like we're going along painting, making a painting of our life on the canvas. But what most people are doing is they're looking back at the canvas that they've already painted, and they're just painting the same thing over and over because that's their frame of reference. That's all they know, rather than turning around and looking at a blank canvas in front of them and saying, I could paint whatever I want. I can literally make myself whatever I want. One of my favorite, when traveling, one of my favorite things to do is to look out. Who likes to look out of the airplane when you're flying and look down to find where you live? Right? You're looking for your neighborhood. Can I see where I live? Who loves to do that? Yeah, right. So I love doing that. And so I look out, and there's something magic happens when I leave the ground in the aircraft, right? It's like, there goes my life, right? Like my whole life is all going bye-bye, and I can see it kind of laid out. Oh, that's where I drive around or walk around. And then now I'm going to a new place, like, oh, I'm going to LA, or I'm going to New York, or I'm going to wherever I'm going. And whoever has had that thought where you could be anyone when you get there, right? You could literally like walk off the plane, and when I was younger, I used to enjoy improvising and playing around, somebody would say, oh, what kind of work do you do? And I would say, oh, I'm on a professional bowling team, or just, whatever, I'm an actor, and then, usually I'd say, I'm just kidding, whatever. But it's, there's something fun to the idea that you could just be anybody. They wouldn't know. Nobody, how would anyone even know, and that we want to do that sometimes, and there's a spirit of playfulness that's going on here. So here's the trick. When you're talking to a prospective client or someone who's a coaching client, most of what's going on in their head and most of the conversations that they're having are about the past. Whether they realize it or not, they're putting their past in their future. And so what we want to do as coaches is we want to shift our orientation of how we look at reality from what's already happened and what's happening now to what's possible, what could happen in the future. Okay, what's possible, what could happen in the future.